Hi guys, I'm going to be showing you how to DIY this mini console table. I purchased this from Value Village for $5 and I'm going to give it a quick makeover, or I might sell it on Facebook Market. As you can see, it's in pretty bad shape. The wood is coming off, so I got my hubby to just snap off those loose pieces of wood. He also hammered in the nails that were sticking out. I then went in and I gave it a quick sand. I started with the feet, hoping that it would even it out and it wouldn't shake so much, but I ended up having to use a felt cloth underneath to balance it. So I kept sanding and hammering the nails, anything that was sticking out. And I used a 260 grit sandpaper. And I just did a rough sand on all of the surfaces. You don't have to sand it so much so that the stain comes off, because we are going to be using a primer. And I went in and I hammered a little bit more. I then went in with a damp paper towel to remove all the sand dust. You can use a tack cloth, but I didn't have one on hand, so I just used a couple of pieces of paper towel to get all the sand dust off, and I waited for it to completely dry before I applied the primer. And then I went in with one coat of primer, and the primer that I used was called 123 primer, which is suitable for all surfaces. I just used a paintbrush that I had from a previous project. You can use any paintbrush for this part. You just need to sort of get it on there. It's all going to be covered with a coat of paint anyway, but I definitely recommend using a primer so that it adheres a bit better. You're only going to need to put one coat of primer, and it's gonna take about 2 hours for the primer to completely dry before we can add the paint color on it. Here's a picture of the primer that I used. I got it from Home Depot and it was about 26 bucks for a gallon. So the paint color that I decided to go with was a greenish gray, and I got this paint from the Oops section at Home Depot. It's like one of the sample sizes, and I guess somebody didn't want that color, so they put it at a discounted price of $1. So I quickly picked it up and I thought it would be suitable for the hallway. And so I waited for the first coat to completely dry. I did a second coat. Here's how the table looked before, and here's the after. And I absolutely love it, and I'm going to definitely keep it, as I think it's going to fit my tiny entryway really well.